Challenge, dynamic, fast-paced, high-rep sixes lacrosse. And 5-star, book trusted creators. Get social-ready, brand-building content.
All right, we're back and we're set for the game that kids who grow up in Baltimore playing lacrosse dream about playing in. And that is the first semifinal matchup of Calvert Hall versus Loyola. Coach Zimmerman, what can you tell us about the starting lineup for the Dons?
Well, talent throughout the starting lineup. Really like what I saw at Alex Heil last week, facing off. Terrific attack, move the ball well, tough middies, and their defense is senior-oriented. Goalie Peyton Wine is playing outstanding between the pipes.
Thank you, Coach. And how about the lineup for Calvert Hall?
Well, again, facing off is going to be a key to the game. Durian Jackson is a really, really scrappy player. The attack of Kelly, Sullivan, and Purdue are outstanding. Strong midfields. Expect Calvert Hall to run a couple of those. And again, in the goal, Nicholas Nevin is really doing a nice job and saving the ball at a very respectable percentage. So, again, keys are going to be the ground balls and playing smart and playing tough.
All right, coaches, thanks for that. Let's have a good one as we get set for the opening face-off. It's going to be Jackson for Calvert Hall, and it's going to be Heil for Loyola, and this first face-off is brought to us by the town of Ocean City. Coaches, these two teams certainly very familiar with one another, long-time rivalry, but also they played most recently on the last game of the regular season, and as it happens most of the time, it was a one-goal game.
Well, you know, there have been a tremendous amount of one-goal games this season in the MIAA conference. It's an outstanding conference. Really, all the teams on any given day can beat any team. So this is what you want to see, but this is a big one.
It is a big one, and it's a beautiful day here for lacrosse as Loyola is dressed in blue and Calvert Hall is in white. And it looks like the Dons are going to be first on offense.
Real nice ground ball that time.
Yeah, but dumped back into the zone by that Calvert Hall rod. A collision there right over midfield. And Vernon does a nice job picking it up. Scrappy play. Little frenetic here in the beginning as there's a hit on the sideline, and that's going to be possession back to Loyola.
I will remind you that the MIAA plays NCAA rules, so that time Loyola had possession but had to go back over the midline because the shot clock was still above 60 seconds. That is legal. The rule is that you have to have the ball in your offensive zone when the shot clock hits 60.
All right, Calvert Hall in the clear for the first time. Thanks for that, Coach. We have two dynamic offenses here today as Calvert Hall is going to be called for an infraction, and ball goes back to Loyola. Loyola is an offense that started off the year somewhat slow, but has really picked up speed recently, Coach, as we learned this week during our time with Coach Halls.
Well, I really like their attack unit. They work well together. Their middies are good athletes. They drive hard, try to draw the slide, and let the attack go to work.
Yeah, most notably, though, Loyola is missing one of their star attackmen in Bennett Cook due to an injury.
No doubt. He was their leading scorer. He's an outstanding player. We're sorry that he's not out on the field today, but it's like the next man up, and the offense seems to not have skipped a beat. They miss his points, but they're working well together, and they're very, very effective.
Yeah, this is an offense that likes to initiate from all over the field, and it's not just one person that does the initiating. It becomes a really difficult assignment for most defenses, but you see here Calvert Hall doing a really nice job on this opening set, causing difficulty for Loyola in getting their hands free.
Yeah, they are very aggressive. They like to extend, get the stick in the offensive player's gloves. Very sound fundamentally. Well-coached ball club.
Yeah, nice save there by Nevin on that initial shot. He's seen the ball clearly, and Calvert Hall is going to be set for their first offensive set of today.
Calvert Hall starts their first midfield. Schoonmaker, 14 with the ball. This is Mike Steer, junior, headed to the University of Virginia. And to his left, number 3, is also a senior. Jack Williams, headed to Yale University. And Calvert Hall initiates a lot of offense from in front of the goal, and the attack doesn't seem to be involved until all of a sudden the ball starts spinning and they get very, very aggressive.
Oh, and there's Schoonmaker, who goes hard, Coach, to his left, which is natural hand, and he beats Wine High. Cardinals on the board first.
Just a simple run across the middle of the field by Schoonmaker. As you said, he's a lefty, very strong young man. He's equally adept shooting the ball right-handed, but there he gets his strong hand high and away, throws it over the goalie's left hand, which happens to be his strong hand in the net. He just overpowered the netminder there.
Now Calvert Hall's on the board first. We're set for our second faceoff. We have Heil for Loyola against Conville. Freshman now into the game for the first time for Calvert Hall. Picked up nicely by Conville. Clears it by himself. Looks to the inside for transition. Nice look, but flawed in the execution as Calvert Hall is unable to hold on to it. And it's going to be clear as Loyola gets set for their second offensive set of today.
You know, face-offs are such an important key to the game. Jacob Conville, just a freshman, 61%. Good job getting in and getting that first feel at the X.
Yeah, not easy, Coach, as a freshman coming in a game like today in a beautiful facility in Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, probably the biggest venue he's ever played in.
Well, this is what you dream about, and you're in a big game in a big-time setting. Nice job by Calvert Hall running it out.
Yeah, Calvert Hall does a nice job running it out. The offense for Loyola, it's only the second series, but does not seem to be in set like we saw last week when they played Sever.
Yeah, they don't seem to be in rhythm. And you know, you got to get the ball around a couple times. Everybody get a touch, get a feel, and expect the first quarter to be a little bit up and down, helter-skelter. These players will settle in and really get to work.
So
this is Calvert Hall's second midfield unit. This is just a junior, Marachek, who's the son of the great Tom Marachek, former Syracuse pro lacrosse great.
Nice ground ball there. And we got a break initially for Loyola as Birch brings it into the teeth of the defense. Down it goes backside. And Kearing unable to handle it. I thought Birch might have had that on his own, unselfish play, but still maintained possession by the Dons.
Nice job by Birch. You know, he made the smart play. He comes down, recognizes he has a 4-on-3, draws a defenseman, hits the point man. He did his job. The attack has to look it in and try to get a quality shot on that one.
Secondary break by Loyola doesn't amount to anything as they're now finished their substitutions as they begin to attack in the Calvert Hall zone.
This is Marachek stuck on defense, something he's not comfortable with. He made a nice check there. Freed that ball up.
Well, Coach, if he's not careful, he's also going to be a short stick D midi. That was a heck of a play there at goal line extended.
Well, I'm not so sure short stick D midi is in Marachek's future, but
if needed.
He made a good play there.
If needed. But it's an interesting point you bring about Calvert Hall in that they're a really deep team. We have seen them throughout the course of this year run not just 2, but 3 midfield units.
Well, it's a very demanding position. You got to get up and down the field, and depth is definitely an advantage in the game of lacrosse. A lot of running going on.
Ball is initiated up top with Steer. Steer with great speed down that left-hand alley. Slide comes quickly. Shot. And I think there was a save there by Weiner. It hit the post. Either way, Loyola's going to try to clear quickly. As Calvert Hall is known to do kind of a 9.5 ride, not a 10-man.
Now I'm looking at the Calvert Hall goalie. He came out on the save, so they will definitely go to the 10-man, and they've proven to be very, very effective at running it.
Nice job there by Birch as Loyola. I can't get those two mixed up, Coach. Clears successfully off box side.
Nice clear. And again, I think you made a good point, Chris. They want to get the ball up and out and not give Calvert Hall a chance getting to that 10-man ride.
So many teams now in the league are using that 10-man. That's a great point, Coach. And that's a great shot and a score there from Aiden Kane, who really just initiated by himself. Not really a set offense, just a great individual play.
Aiden Kane, number 11 in blue, a junior. That's his 3rd goal of the season. Good-looking athlete and opportunistic, as he showed there. Gets the ball on the side, drives hard, but then the nice roll dodge, leans back into the defender to keep that angle sharp. And now all of a sudden he gets those hands free and a good overhand shot. Nice goal.
Yeah, that dodge from that high side, Coach, made it really difficult for a slide to come. As Heil now goes down to the teeth of the defense. He lets one go, misses the cage, but Loyola does maintain possession.
We talked about in the pregame the quality of the Calvert Hall defensive middies. That time, sophomore defensive middies, Sanders, just overplayed Kane too much. He got, he leaned in on the high side, if you will, and Kane rolled away from him down to the low side and had his hands free.
Well, Heil, he's at 53%. He's been going to Salisbury. He's a senior. This is a big game for him. Senior year, this is your last opportunity. Expect him to play hard and smart. He's a terrific player.
That's Jack Tanton, who just dislodged that ball. He's one of their very good long stick middies.
Yeah, he's excellent. He was able to dislodge the ball from Cole Mosier, who's a very good lacrosse player, but going to play football in college.
Jack's one of the captains of the Calvert Hall team. He's a senior headed to Towson University. He's not going too far from the Calvert Hall campus to college.
Calvert Hall now settling things down. It's been, coaches, what do you think of the pace so far? Kind of normal, or you think it favors one team over another? You see Marichek go high, though. Wine saves it. Houston on the replay. He misses the cage, and that's going to be backed up, though, by Loyola.
Loyola ball. Nice job there by the defenseman. That's Bing Birch. All right, smart player. Saw the opportunity to race to the end line. Closest man to the ball. When the ball goes out of bounds, that team gets possession. Good heads-up play.
Yeah, Birch headed to Hopkins, clears that one by himself. But coming back to pace to play, any comments on what you've seen so far?
Well, like I said earlier, I think early on, and we expected this to be a little helter-skelter. Don't forget, we're talking about high school age players. All right, big venue, big game. That's going to happen. But the quality of players and the coaching that they have with both these schools and teams, they'll settle down and really, again, start to get to work. Good call there, though, with the free hand on the ward.
Yeah, the Calvert Hall coaching staff was calling for that multiple times, and that's on number 11, Aiden Kane.
Well, for you young players, there's very few times when you take a hand off your stick. You want to play with two hands on your stick so you can operate, so you can be a threat both offensively and defensively. If you need to go to one hand, get it off, but get it right back on there.
Calvert Hall substituting. They had two middies, offensive middies from Loyola stuck on the field, but they opt not to dodge them, and they're bringing in their first unit once again. And now you have Williams initially from the top. Slide comes from the crease. And then Schoonmaker can't get his hands free. Picked up nicely, and Loyola's going to be able to clear this easily.
Nice clear that time by Bryce Llewellyn. He'll be going to WNL. He's a senior. Again, I think Coach Shriver mentioned it, that the short stick defensive midi position is one of the most challenging in the game. Every time down, they need to expect that they're going to try to be taken with a dodge. If you can play good one-on-one defense and you're a young player, stay with it. If you're a midi, try to be a two-way midi. Play good offense, play good defense.
Ball being battled for in front of the Calvert Hall goal. Possession is going to be maintained by Loyola. Coach Shriver, what's been your experience from a coaching standpoint and a strategy standpoint when you play a team you just played recently, once again so quickly? How do you typically prepare?
Well, they're very familiar with each other. The schools are about 2 miles apart. We have a flag down. I'm not sure what this call is.
It's interference. Number one, Cole Hoddle pushed the Loyola attackman into the crease, and once the flag goes down for a crease violation, immediate whistle.
So we're going to have our first man-up opportunity of today, and that's going to be rewarded to Loyola. As Coach said, it's a 30-second penalty.
Loyola's in a 2-3-1. We'll see some movement.
And we got a stoppage of play. There's some discussion going on in front of the Calvert Hall bench.
I think they have to reset the shot clock to 60 seconds.
But, Coach, coming back to you, how did you typically prepare for a team that you knew well and you had just recently played?
Well, I'll say they're familiar with each other. They played 1 week ago today. They watched each other play. They play on the same club teams. They play against it and with each other in the summertime. So the familiar part is very evident. Hey, look at what they did last week. What did they do well? What did we do poorly? And clean both of those things. You know, clean up the poor stuff, clean them up for this game, and try to make the necessary adjustments. In Loyola's situation, make the necessary adjustments to make sure they win this game by a goal if that's what it takes. Calvert Hall, they won the game. Again, do what they do extremely well. Calvert Hall tends to be very aggressive defensively. They're quick to slide. They try to create. They try to speed you up offensively. Now, when they're down a man, I don't know that they're going to be intent on, you know, pressing out too much, but we'll see.
Once we get this cleaned up, looks like the ball is going to start far side of the benches with number 15, Luca Ball.
Again, 30-second man-up opportunity. Loyola starts off in a 2-3-1, working from out top behind. You'll see some movement. Expect them to go to maybe a 1-4-1, look to the inside, and then try to set up their outside shooters after that.
They're going to start this all over again. 60-second clock, 30 minutes, 30 seconds on the penalty. I think they've got it all figured out over on the sideline.
And once again, this is our first of two matchups today as we're in the semifinal round of the MIAA Boys Lacrosse Championships. First game, obviously, Calvert Hall versus Loyola. Second game at 7:30. Please stay tuned for that, as it's the Eagles of McDonough taking on Cavaliers of Archbishop Spalding.
Now, because Calvert Hall had a bye by virtue of having the best regular season record at 9-1 in the league, as the number 1 seed, they did not have to play a game. Calvert Hall and McDonough both had byes. They didn't have to play a game on Friday. Loyola, on the other hand, had a playoff game against Severn School. They were the host as the lowest seed. They were 4, Severn was 5, and they handled Severn pretty easily. They ran out 8-2. Severn closed the gap a little bit, but Loyola was able to extend the lead and had one of their best scoring games of the season, scoring 18 goals.
Yeah, it's true. I was at that game, and Loyola dominated the faceoffs, which is always a problem. They dominated the ground balls, and they made life really miserable for Severn on the defensive end with their offenses. As you know, to Coach Zimmer, they'll throw it inside, they'll throw it outside, they'll attack the corners. They tend to attack from all over.
There they are into the 1-4-1. They'll kind of roll into a 3-3. Right. The key here is to look for the skip pass. Calvert Hall playing a 5-man rotation, so you always look inside as the ball's moving around the outside, because no one man on defense is responsible and assigned to that crease guy.
Yeah, there was that first skip pass, but that didn't amount much. Cutter on the inside. Shot! And that is a score by number 23 for Loyola, the sophomore, Cooper Lewis.
Nice look inside. Again, they start off in a 2-3-1. They go to a 1-4, changing formations, but always looking inside, and that's just a good, strong move. That shows you on man up, you can dodge. Nice goal.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Hogan Lax, more than lacrosse. The Cahan Center for Pain Management. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Kelly Benefits, the official benefits partner of the MIAA Championships. Lido Pizza, the preferred pizza of the MIAA. Luminous Health, your comeback starts here. The Rogers Knapp Group of Merrill Lynch, wealth management, personalized strategies for your long-term goals. And Moose Athletic Club, play, train, compete. See you at the Moose.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, as Loyola, who scored recently, is now on top by a score of 2-1, as we're just underway here in a beautiful day and a beautiful day for lacrosse. Coach Zim, any surprises so far in what you've seen?
No, not really. I think, again, two very, very talented, well-coached teams understand what's at stake. The winner plays for the championship. And so these players understand the situation, and I'm sure they're ready to give it their best effort.
All right, we have Jackson for Calvert Hall wearing white against Heil for Loyola. The referee takes one. It takes some friendly fire, but picked up nicely there by Birch for Loyola.
Just for you fans out there wanting to know the rules, if the ball hits the official, you continue to play, and the official is part of the field.
Boy, that was probably a miscue there as Heil could have picked that up pretty easily for Loyola. He tried to push it forward like he had a hockey stick, and now Calvert Hall is going to take advantage of that with the possession here with just 1:30 left to go in the first quarter. Ball being managed behind now. Back around to the top side as Calvert Hall has finished their substitutions. And the shot comes around, and that's going to be a goal, as it was just a series of individual dodges by Connor Sullivan behind the goal. Coach, nothing fancy, just won that individual matchup.
Well, I'm looking specifically at the defender, Tyler McCautry there. He gets caught. Watch this. He's overextending here, trying to make a play, anticipating Sullivan to go to the right. He really overplayed that. Sullivan made a great COD, a change of direction. Just nice, easy shot, no slide there. Pretty simple goal.
Yeah, good point there, Coach. You saw McCautry really leaned hard to his left, and he was off balance.
We talked about McCautry at the opening. He's very, very aggressive. You got to be smart. And that time, he got outsmarted by the Calvert Hall attackman.
Yeah, Calvert Hall with the last goal now. They pick up possession on the faceoff. And that is number 8 there. Patrick Flatley does a nice job picking it up, maintaining possession. Sullivan, number 40, who had the last goal, now has possession once again as Calvert Hall is substituting. Looks like they're going to bring on that second line to finish out what I assume this first quarter.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, 55 seconds.
Ben Hanover with it, starts down that right-hand alley. Nice job there by Birch. Birch has been almost everywhere, Coach, in the beginning of this game. He's done a little bit of everything, clearing it, ground ball play, and now knocking the ball to the turf. And this is McCautry, who has great speed and stick work. He pushes it upfield. Let's see if Loyola tries to take advantage of this, or if they'll slow it down. Nothing on that secondary break, but they're going to have to hurry as we're now down to 15 seconds. And Luca Ball has it behind the cage. He's going to begin to operate. He gets topside high to his right, looking for help. And it looks like as the ball goes to turf, that's the way this first period is going to end, and it's been a good one, just what we expected, as it's tied 2-2, Coach, as we get ready for the second period.
Well, again, first quarter's over, get all the jitters out, get a good team huddle to start before the second quarter, and then get out there and, again, stick to the game plan. Know what you're supposed to do it to the best of your ability, play together.
Rich in tradition and guided by faith, Cathedral School is committed to fostering the intellectual, social, and spiritual development of every child. Our close-knit community of students, families, and educators creates an atmosphere of belonging and support that makes Cathedral not only a school, but a place where lifelong connections are formed and students are inspired to thrive. Learn more today, online, at schoolofthecathedral.org.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be a sponsor of the MIAA Championships. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
What happens when a world-class luxury vehicle meets a luxurious first-class facility? You call it Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis. Right now, visit us in-store and choose from a great selection of new Lexus vehicles. Or build your own deal however you want and wherever you are at SheehyLexusOfAnnapolis.com. With an unmatched combination of selection, service, and purchasing flexibility, it's never been easier to find the perfect Lexus at Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have a tight one here as it's knotted at 2 as we get set for this face-off to start the second quarter, brought to us by the town of Ocean City. And nice ground ball there picked up by Loyola.
That's Bing Birch over there on the wing. He'll go back to his close defense position. He's playing a really good game so far in this contest.
Yeah, he really is, Coach. As I noted in the second quarter, he's kind of done a little bit of everything so far today. As we are just underway here, as Loyola brings out their first midfield, this is Evan Bear with possession. Gets things started as it moves to the far near side with Kearing.
Sloppy pass by Kearing. Get your feet set, but you got to move when you pass the ball. I think he got stuck just pushing it.
Both offenses, we see a shot to the inside there. It's knocked to the turf, I think, before it even gets to the cage.
This player is down. The refs need to blow their whistle and blow it quickly.
Yeah, he's not moving a lot. Normally they would let that play, but I think that's a good call by the official.
Well, come back to us live action. We'll be back in just one moment.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be a sponsor of the MIAA Championships. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
What happens when a world-class luxury vehicle meets a luxurious first-class facility? You call it Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis. Right now, visit us in-store and choose from a great selection of new Lexus vehicles. Or build your own deal however you want and wherever you are at SheehyLexusOfAnnapolis.com. With an unmatched combination of selection, service, and purchasing flexibility, it's never been easier to find the perfect Lexus at Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 sports insurance in the USA. Outback Steakhouse, top secret spices down under sizzle. Rehab to Perform, stay ready to perform with Rehab to Perform physical therapy. Don't be left on the sidelines. Rice Law, best advice, call Rice. Sheehy Lexus, your Baltimore, Annapolis area Lexus dealer. The St. Paul's School, strong self, shared success. The town of Ocean City, something to smile about. And Toyota, the official non-luxury vehicle of the MIAA Championships. Let's go places.
Welcome back. We're knotted here at 2 at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The injured player was number 23, Cooper Lewis. Good sign, though. He did get up and walk off on his own.
Well, he got something happened up in the head area. I think he's I'm guessing he will not be in this game. That'll be 2 starting attackmen if Cooper is unable to return. That Loyola will be playing without, and Cooper is an extremely talented sophomore.
Yeah, that he is, and he's had a he was injured early in the year, but he really ignited this offense when he came back midseason.
Calvert Hall's got their first midfield in the game. Athletic, terrific dodgers. They like to use the little 2-man game on the side.
There's that 2-man game there as Steer has it. He looks to the inside, and they had number 10 there, Mikey Tanton, completely open, but the bounce pass was hard to pick up. But they still maintain possession with Williams up top as he drives down that right-hand alley.
Boy, he was wide open. You know, defenseman, I think, got caught staring at the ball. You always have to keep somebody back in the hole to make sure the closest man to the goal doesn't get open. That's the goalkeeper's responsibility.
Yeah, that was Steer with the shot there as he went hard to his right. Bounce shot misses the cage. Possession, though, maintained by Calvert Hall with Connor Sullivan.
This is Williams with the ball. Going to Yale, 29 goals, 10 assists, 39 points.
Williams gets inside the teeth of the defense. He shot, missed the cage. I think Wine may have got his foot on that, Coach.
6 seconds on the shot clock. See if Calvert Hall elects to just toss this ball into the corner.
They do. They throw it to the inside there, but
there's Birch again.
There's your guy, Coach, as Birch picks that up, and Will now set to clear.
I like the way the Calvert Hall attack. They drop back. They try to clog up the middle third of the field.
There's a nice job there by J.K. Klein. Klein clearing against a 10-man. At some point, Coach, it kind of becomes a one-on-one matchup, and he handled that one well.
Well, I think there's a rule that if you're a midi and you have one guy to beat the clear, you've got to beat that one guy. Just got to run at him, put a good strong move, and then run hard.
Aiden Kane with possession now. He has one of the 2 goals for Loyola.
Williams, the starting midfielder, is, they would say, stuck down here on defense. You know, most teams love to get their solid defensive personnel into the game. Their short stick defensive middies and their pole.
And Coach Schreiber, it looks like Trent Blatchley, number 7, is now coming in for Cooper Lewis.
Yeah, Trent has played not that much this year. Son of John Blatchley of Loyola great from way back when, also Towson University great.
Yeah, shot there missed wide though, but
they're under 10 seconds on this shot clock.
Mikey Boyle was behind the cage. He's going to maintain possession as Loyola gets started here with limited time on the shot clock. As Boyle comes around to his left, gets top side, rolls back, slide though, comes quickly. That double team causes him trouble as the ball hits the turf. And Coach, you had mentioned Jack Tanton, and like Birch, he's been kind of all over the field as well today.
Well, 2 seniors, veterans.
Nice clear by Calvert Hall. Again, trying to get the ball. That last violation was a shot clock violation. It gave possession to Calvert Hall. They did a nice job recognizing, showed the referee they're ready to play. Whistle blows, and they're up and out.
Hanover now starts with it for the Cardinals. He runs to his top side. No slide comes. Inside it goes to Houston. Houston, what a save by Wine as he goes cross-side. I thought it was a guaranteed behind the net. Go ahead, Coach.
There was McCautry. Coach Zimmerman mentioned it earlier today. He comes out and he makes contact with one of the Calvert Hall players on his way up the field. He did not have to do that. He's costing his team a possession here.
Marichek starts with it. Tries to go to his left, tries to roll back. Ball is stripped. And Marichek now substitutes, but Loyola has numbers as they're in transition.
That was Colin Clevenger, the senior. Nice ground ball. Good one-on-one defense.
Yeah, nice job there by Clevenger as he clears it. And with that clear, Loyola now takes a timeout. As we are knotted up at 2. We'll be back with you shortly. We have a great one going. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's 2-2, and as you can see, you have Archbishop Spalding is in the house, as they probably had the shortest commute today, and they are getting ready for their matchup this evening against McDonough.
Well, ironically, Spalding's got about 6 kids, it seems like, that are going to the Naval Academy. They look pretty much right at home sitting over there.
Yeah, that is right, Coach. It does seem like Spalding sends a lot of kids to the Naval Academy, as we see the D1 commits for Loyola on the screen.
Impressive list. Air Force, Marquette, Bryan, Maryland, Villanova, Ohio State, VMI, St. Bonaventure, and Birch, who we've really praised so far in this game. He'll be a Blue Jay going to Hopkins.
Well, they're 3 starting defensemen, Ohio State, Villanova, Hopkins, all seniors. That's a huge part of the Loyola team.
So you have Loyola, Coach, who's now down not 1, but 2 starting attackmen. Oh, forgive me, though. That's Cooper Lewis back on the field. That's good to see.
Oh, that is good to see. Glad he's okay.
Yeah, I am, too. That was for a minute there. That as a coach, you can appreciate that. You're down not 1, but 2 starting attackmen.
Well, it's just good to see that he's up and about, and it was nothing serious. Lacrosse is a contact sport. Every once in a while, it becomes a collision sport.
Well, Loyola watched a couple years ago in a game. One of their players almost died on the field, literally. Peter Lake, now a sophomore, finishing his sophomore year at Maryland.
Oh, wow, what a catch there by Steer inside to Kelly, and Kelly goes low and scores. What a goal in transition, Coach.
What a beautiful, just a beautiful example of teamwork, recognizing that the crossfield pass is open, great handle, and then looking inside. Saw the slide coming, knows to look inside first, and just a really nice job by Caleb Kelly, finding the open lane, meeting the ball, turning and finishing. Really pretty goal.
Yeah, that it was, as Calvert Hall now is back on top by a score of 3-2, as we have Jackson for Calvert Hall against Tile for Loyola.
All right, now Loyola is countering this with 2 poles on the wings. That's McCautry and Birch out here on the wings trying to turn this ball over. Nice play by Tanton avoiding that.
Boy, that's a heck of a play by Tanton, because McCautry, incredibly athletic.
Very athletic.
Really good with his defensive stick work. And I thought he had Tanton pinned on the sideline, but Tanton, nice individual effort. Possession right back to Calvert Hall after scoring the last goal.
That's called running for your life. You know,
Yeah,
he had
McCautry
on him.
Coach.
He had McCautry on him, and he also had to deal with the midline, so he was really double teamed.
Steered down that right alley, pass down and pick as it gets reversed to the weak side now to Williams. Williams to his right. Slide, though, comes quickly. Williams gets to the inside. He takes a shot. Beautiful placement, beats Wine offside low. I think Wine was a little bit surprised, Coach.
Well, a little bit of a rocker step, maybe hit his stick. Again, as a defensive player, you have to know and try to take away the offensive player's strong hand. He's a right-hander, comes back, the wrap check. You know, you got to be disciplined. Don't go for the steal on the ball. You're in good position. He's not really in a scoring spot, but he went for the wraparound, freed up Jack Williams' right hand, and just a really good finish. Jack Williams going to Yale. Coach Kelly sees him as the glue guy.
You know, it's really difficult as a short stick D midi in playing on-ball defense, but it's even more difficult when you get redodged over and over again, as what we saw Williams do right there. And Calvert Hall playing a little bit of make it take it here, coaches, as they've scored the last 2 goals and also have won the subsequent face-offs. Went low there to Sullivan. Sullivan had visions of passing it back up top to Kelly, who had visions of letting it go. And as you mentioned, that's a great timeout there by Calvert Hall to try to get things settled as they have opened up a 2-goal margin.
Well, again, we talked about McCautry, and he's athletic, he's tough, but you got to be smart. He's starting to chase the stick, the head of the stick with his stick. You always want to try to control those gloves. If you can control an offensive player's hands, you can control him. So, again, you want to be aggressive, but you got to be smart.
There's 2 Navy commits here. These guys are having the opportunity to play in a place where they'll be in a very short time. Razov and Mahatny are both junior captains of the team, but this is an impressive group. Steer to Virginia, Schoonmaker to Richmond, Hofstra, Canisius, 3 Drexel guys up at the top, 2 Yale guys. Calvert Hall's got kids that spread around the country. Watch some of them play this weekend at the Division I level. True at Sunderland at Virginia.
One of the things we've spoken about when we talked about the league this year and its competitiveness, but also with that, we've spoke about at the Division I level and the high Division I level, the amount of freshmen from the MIAA that are not only playing but are major contributors.
Yeah, it's this year might be one of the not necessarily weaker years in the league. The star power in the league hasn't been exactly the same as it's been in years past. However, the 4 teams in these playoffs, every one of them has 2 or 3 what we would call stars, and there'll be future stars at the Division I level, but maybe not the 5 or 6 that you sometimes see on some of these teams.
Yeah, it seems like the term that's being used these days, Coach, is the party starters. So guys that are initiators, kind of your alphas on offense. And to your point, each team that's in this Final Four has a couple of those players. As Hanover starts with it.
Calvert Hall using the big little, trying to get the switch off. Loyola doing a really nice job staying with their assignments. Got to communicate on picks.
Yeah, Hanover gets to the inside. I think that one hit the post as they did a nice job in that big little, Coach, getting the matchup they wanted. Oh, a nice defensive stand there by Loyola, who had been reeling a little bit, giving up the past 2 goals, and now trails by 2. As Birch has it, trying to clear on his own. He does a nice job there finding the open man. And that's J.K. Klein, who came to help him out.
Good job by the attack. When you see a defenseman or a midfielder in trouble, you got to present yourself. You got to be animated. You got to yell for the ball, demand the ball.
Klein with an aggressive move there after the Dons have played a lot of defense recently. They were fortunate to have somebody to back that up to maintain possession.
Well, one thing, Aiden Kane, number 11, he is a very, very big dude. The one chasing that shot off to the sideline. There's still plenty of time, 44 seconds on the shot clock. This is looks like a physical mismatch with Schnellbaker. I just can't get over how big he is.
Oh, nice look there on the inside as it was Kane to Klein, but Klein was unable to convert. And Loyola, though, still with possession as they try to creep back into this one, now trailing by 2. Top side it goes. Move it back all the way up top to Mosier. I've not heard a lot from Mosier today, who had a really nice game against Severn last week. Shot goes high there. That was a nice save there by Nevin. The head up, clears it immediately. And Calvert Hall is going to be back.
See if they challenge this 5-on-5. Nope, they'll pull it out.
Yeah, that's a great call, Coach. I thought with Mosier playing defense on ball, I thought they might challenge it, but see how they've spread the field here. Basically in a circle, really spread out the transition defense for Loyola.
Well, again, it's all about making good decisions. At that time, Misha Morozov, he thought he might have a 5-on-5 situation and attack that, but understood the situation and pulled it out and let his offense now go to work. Good discipline by a player who's going to Navy. You'll need it there.
That's Schoonmaker, who gives it back to Caleb Kelly.
Calvert Hall's not messing around, if you will. They came back with their first midfield. They've been pretty much on the field this whole second quarter, and for good reason. The score was tied. Coach Kelly's going with his strength.
Steer, right to left, move inside it goes. Caleb Kelly with a shot. Wine is up to the task on that one. I thought he might have snuck that one on the inside, but he doesn't. Good defensive stand now by the Dons as we're down to about 2:20 left here in this second quarter.
Peyton Wine's really seeing the ball well, it seems. He's a senior. He's going to Frostburg, but right now he's doing a nice job between the pipes. Both goalies are playing well.
Yeah, they really are. He did a nice job seeing the opening there on the clear. As both teams now have gone up and down.
This is Loyola's second midfield group.
That was number 16. Yeah, that was Lally who had it. Lewis now back in the game. Tries his hand, is sweeping the top side. He's not able to, but they go right back to him on a little give and go. He might not have been expecting that. So the offense coach, does not look like what we saw against Cedric. Does not look as fluid as we saw.
Well, give credit to Calvert Hall for that. They're very aggressive. Again, I'm sure each of these players received a scouting report from the staff. They understand strengths and weaknesses. And so it might be a little bit of a different animal that Loyola is facing today. But again, I think that they'll start to get in a little bit of a rhythm. But right now, I think Calvert Hall has just got him out of rhythm.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. It's one thing to see it, right? But it's nothing then to really execute upon it. So many times we head into games and we think, wow, one team really has an advantage. But oftentimes, as you see in this league, the other team is able to negate it. And so far, Calvert Hall has been successful in doing so.
Marechek likes this matchup. Attackman on a midi on an attackman.
Well, he does. Maybe one
step.
Great
save again by Wine. He went down and got a piece of that. That was really a good save. Marechek had a free one, it looked like.
Down to 45 seconds there. Maybe one more step would have gotten him a better opportunity as McCautry clears it by himself.
Timeout, I think. See what happens.
We're
under a minute.
Sometimes you'll see here, Coach, they have McCautry still down there. He's setting a pick up top on ball. McCautry can do a lot of things for you, both offensively and defensively. As Kieran gets to the inside, and a much needed goal for the Dons with just 15 seconds left to go here in the second period.
We've seen this defensively a couple times today where the defenseman does not get his stick on the guy he's covering strong hand. Watch this. That stick is trailing him, and he doesn't get it back in front of him before Kieran unleashes a high, hard one.
Yeah, maybe a little bit unexpected there as Kieran, not known to be a scorer, but he has proven that they better pay attention to him moving forward, as 15 seconds so is enough time to create another offensive opportunity for both teams.
So defensively, getting back to the defenseman, there are two things you want to take away: a strength and the middle of the field. So in that position, you got to force that guy down the side. You accomplish both. You don't give him the middle, you don't give him his strength.
And it looks like Loyola is going to call, I think this is their final timeout before the half. You might as well use it, Coach, because you can't keep him.
Well, I think the most important thing from Loyola's perspective, they've been getting beat a little bit on these face-offs. Coach Hawes, first and foremost, wants to make sure that they don't give up a cheapie here in the last 15 seconds. And then if they are fortunate enough to get the ball, letting the kids know that they got to go to the goal very quickly. Similar comment Coach Kelly's making to his kids.
We talked about the parity in this league and how difficult it is. But take a look at what's on the screen here as we have the last 10 seasons of MIAA champs.
Well, Calvert Hall and McDonough have had an incredible run over that stretch, but stuck in the middle there. We only have two other schools that have won titles in this league in that time frame. So it's been quite a run by McDonough and Calvert Hall, who ironically this year are the number 1 and 2 seeds in this tournament.
Yeah, as you mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast, Calvert Hall trying to win their 7th MIAA title. Coach Zim, any team have an advantage here on the face-off? It looks like both of them are going to play straight up, not one trying to negate or the other trying to negate a break.
Well, I would think that both teams are going to send the defenseman straight into the hole in case the ball gets popped out. So it's just a matter of, if you can get a quick one. If not, as long as you shoot the ball before the clock goes off, the buzzer goes off, it's a legal shot.
And you got McCautry here with great speed. It's 5 seconds left to go, but that's probably enough time for him to get something going. Inside he goes. Shot. Oh, great save there by Nevin. And right at the buzzer, and that's the way this one is going to end. But the long pole McCautry gets inside the defense but can't convert.
He's exciting to watch. Here's a roll dodge, feels the pressure, and even off of his feet, he's got enough strength to hurl the ball towards the goal.
That was a great save by goaltender Nevin for the Cardinals. McCottry, you know who he reminds me of in the open field a little bit? Robbie Hopper, who had such an incredible career at Archbishop Spalding and has taken that to the University of Virginia. We are down at halftime. Loyola 3, Calvert Hall 4. We've got a good one.
Summer's here. You can celebrate anything, like buying your first car. Yes. Cute. Finishing a big project. Or even your dog's birthday.
He's eating the cup, is that okay? It's his daily fiber.
Buy a Prius plug-in hybrid with low APR financing plus 1,000 Toyota Finance Cash. Or get a new BZ with 0% APR financing plus 2,500 in Toyota Finance Cash.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
What happens when a world-class luxury vehicle meets a luxurious first-class facility? You call it Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis. Right now, visit us in-store and choose from a great selection of new Lexus vehicles. Or build your own deal however you want and wherever you are at SheehyLexusOfAnnapolis.com. With an unmatched combination of selection, service, and purchasing flexibility, it's never been easier to find the perfect Lexus at Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis.
Welcome back. Joining us now is president of the legendary sports group, Dave Cottle. Coach, thanks for being here with us today.
What a great day today, Zen. We got 4 great teams playing in a great venue, and can't wait to see what happens today.
Terrific day for the game of lacrosse, and thanks so much for sponsoring the show. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Legendary Sports Group, and how this helps the game of lacrosse.
Well, we started off as an event company. We ran events all across the East Coast, up and down in Florida, and right now we're concentrating on the MIAA, which is, quite honestly, the best league in almost 4 or 5 different sports in the country, and it has the best people to work with, the best student athletes, and the quality is through the roof, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
Well, again, thanks for your sponsorship. I tell you, I talk to a lot of people that follow the game of lacrosse, and locally, everyone agrees this is just great. People that can't make it to the game can see it, and even out of state and across the globe, people are watching the game of lacrosse, and we're just excited to be out here and see these 2 games today.
Well, I would take, I live in Florida in the winter, and I help coach a high school team. And all of those guys watch these games. And all the coaches in Florida wind up watching them to learn, what the quality of coaching that's going on in the MIAA, to find out what teams are doing so they can help their team. So it's first class. And, again, the MIAA is a great place to be, great people to be partners with, and a great sports to be partners with.
And for you young players out there, nothing better than watching lacrosse at a very high level. Thanks, Coach. Great having you here. We'll be back after this.
In Ocean City, Maryland, having fun is kind of our thing. I mean, look at these 2. They're all about having fun. That's fun. This is fun. Whoa. Too much fun? Nah, no such thing. Because here, even leg day is fun. So head to the coast and, well, just coast. Pump up the volume, or just pump up the pool floaty. From the boardwalk to the bay, come discover somewhere to smile about.
Hi, this is Bob Shriver back at halftime with MIAA Executive Director Paul Bernsdorf. Paul, this is such an exciting place to be and watch some quality lacrosse. And this is a very busy week for you. We know that with golf and rugby and baseball, but talk a little bit about the lacrosse.
Lacrosse is unbelievable. The 4 teams we have are just tremendous. Tonight we have, we have 4 games in which all the teams were decided by one goal in regular season, and now we've got them all together. We almost had all 7-2 records for all 4 teams. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of comebacks, a lot of momentum swings. It'll be fun tonight.
And then after this game, these semifinal games here at the Academy, what's going on Friday?
Friday we have the championship games, A and B conference. All 4 teams will be back at Stevenson University for another round of games.
Well, it's pretty exciting that we're here in Annapolis today on Tuesday, and then on Friday we're going to be back in Owings Mills at Stevenson University. Well, we really appreciate everything the MIAA does for the sport of lacrosse. It's exciting for us to be here.
It's exciting for us to be part of it. We have a great league, and it's fun to share it with everybody.
We will be back. Thank you very much, Paul.
At Luminous Health, we're making it easier to schedule care. Make your appointment online 24/7 from your phone, computer, or tablet. Just go to luminoushealth.org to book your same or next day well visits, sick visits, imaging, labs, and more. Simply select the type of care you need and enter your zip code. Then choose from available times and providers nearby. Schedule your appointment with MyChart or as a guest. You can even upload a referral. With online scheduling from Luminous Health, taking care of your health has never been easier.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have a great one here, our first semifinal game, as Calvert Hall is on top by a score of 4-3. As we get set to take a look at some of the highlights from the first half, Coach Shriver, interested in your thoughts as we wait for here we go.
Well, we saw a great save by Loyola goalie Wine. Here's another phenomenal save by him on Marichek's play. It looks like we're going to see a lot of good play by the goaltenders and the defenders. Watch this. Didn't get a lot on that, but Nevin, Calvert Hall goalie, was up to the task. The score is pretty low. Now we might see a couple goals. Beautiful play by Loyola. That's Cooper Lewis coming across the middle of the field. And this is just a nice job by Calvert Hall's Sullivan. He forces that defender to overcommit to the wrong side. And beautiful play here by Calvert Hall, coming flying out of the boxes, Steer. Nice cross-field pass, and he dumps it inside to Caleb Kelly, the coach's son. Okay. There's Loyola's Kearing. Score was 4-2 at that time. They need something positive right before halftime, and he delivered.
Yeah, that he did. There was some great goaltending in the first half, no doubt. As Coach Zimmerman, walk us through these statistics brought to us by Luminous Health.
Well, pretty close all the way around. Face-offs, one difference. Shots the same. On target, though, Calvert Hall's put 9 of them on target. Saves, again, that surprised me. I think both goalies have played very, very well. So that's really a product of the shots not being on target. Ground balls close. And turnovers, you want to try to clean up the turnovers here in the second half. The turnovers are really something that can really turn the tides against you. You know, take care of the ball, play smart.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those shots were not on target. Any of that a result of the defense forcing them to take bad shots?
Absolutely. You know, I think both defenses are playing very, very solid. Goalkeepers are playing solid. We remarked that Loyola doesn't look in rhythm, and we said that maybe that has something to do with the Calvert Hall defense. So, yeah, defense wins you championships, and that's what these two teams are playing for.
And Coach Shriver, you had mentioned that we went to break that it's not pretty, but Loyola still is hanging around and hanging around.
Well, sounds like this is very similar to the game last Tuesday that I missed. But we've seen some outstanding games on this field over the last 7 or 8 years since we've been coming down to the Naval Academy for these MIAA playoffs. This year the semis are here, and then the finals are at Stevenson University for those of you that don't want to travel down to the Naval Academy in the afternoon and fight some of the traffic. But the crowd is starting to build a little bit better, and I think we'll see it continue to build as McDonough and Spalding show up. Spalding virtually playing a relatively close home game for them.
As you see a shot here is of the Loyola student section as they're certainly getting set for this second half to cheer their team on, hopefully to a victory. Guys, any big adjustments you see by either team coming out of the halftime?
I think for Loyola on offense, I try to do a little bit more maybe big little behind the goal, try to get a mismatch, force the defense now to turn and be on alert for a slide and maybe open up some of the shooters. 45, Mosher, he's an outstanding player in front of the goal, knows how to get open inside. I'd like to see him get open and see if Loyola can't get some high-quality shots.
Calvert Hall mostly driven by their midfielder. Sullivan had a beautiful dodge from behind the goal, and Caleb Kelly, while an attackman, was a beneficiary of a really nice pass from one of the middies. So Calvert Hall kind of starts up top and works top to bottom. Coach Zimmerman thinks, and I think many people agree, that playing from behind the goal is extremely beneficial. Goalies have to turn, defenders got their back to the ball. So we'll see how these two teams adjust in the second half.
Yeah, and here we go as this first faceoff is brought to us by the town of Ocean City as Jackson pulls it behind and Calvert Hall wins that draw and now has to clear as we're just underway here in the third quarter as Nevin does a nice job eluding some pressure. Loyola is a team that prides itself on toughness, and that toughness manifests itself in how hard they ride.
Loyola's content on backing up and just trying to slow the clearing game of Calvert Hall. Calvert Hall, when given the opportunity, loves to run.
Speaking of which, Schoonbaker starts his run down the right-hand side. He quickly throws it over to his left. Errant pass and possession back to Loyola's McCautry, who almost had a goal, a fantastic goal right before halftime. Starts with it, and Loyola in the clear. Oh boy, that's kind of the way you draw it up, as you had the attackman deep in the corner but unable to execute. Maybe it was the sun.
Well, yeah, it could have been, but also in that situation, that attackman's got to go very deep, and the defenseman knows he can't throw it over his head. Right, you throw it right where he is or short. It's much easier to catch a ball moving towards it than backing up.
Yeah, it's great advice. Coach, so many times now you see like players are stationary. Oh, as we see a fantastic athletic effort by Loyola to now maintain possession. After they had a clear go bad, they have the ball back once again.
Brady Murn, the senior, he's going to Marquette. Nice job intercepting that pass. Thought they might want to push it there, but again, choosing to pull it out and let their offense go to work.
Hayden Kane throws it over to J.K. Klein. Klein lets one go, and he scores! And Loyola gets exactly what they wanted, and that's a ball in the back of the net as we get started here in the third, Coach.
J.K. Klein, a senior, going to St. Bonaventure. It's his 10th goal of the season to go along with 2 assists. Just, again, a really strong move to his left. Gets his hands free and shoots that one pretty far out, but had such good power and accuracy on that shot. goalkeeper didn't have a chance to get it.
Yeah,
So,
Coach, that was similar to the first goal by Loyola we saw from Aiden Kane as he isolated on that side and just won that matchup against that short stick.
Yep, drive hard, try to get that defender to overplay and then roll back for your strength.
I'll say this, the sun could be a teeny bit of a factor defending that end. Nevin's looking up into the setting sun, or the dying sun, if you will. You know, a little lower in the sky than it was earlier today, and you could just look at the difference between what the goalies don't have to look at. Loyola goalie, the other end of the field, doesn't have any sun affecting him.
We have that first line. Great point there, coaches. We have the first line back on again as Aiden Kane starts with it. And that's Mosier. Mosier using his muscle. Can't get inside. Up top it goes. Ooh, errant pass there from Caring to Kane. Unforced errors, a big factor in any game, but certainly in a title game like this.
Yeah, again, you know, there was plenty of time on the shot clock. You got to take advantage of that, work the ball around, try to get the ball moving, try to get the defense to slide. That was kind of a home run pass, not well advised there.
Sullivan now has it for Loyola. Sullivan who had a goal in that first half being played by McCautry. McCautry with some heavy action on the hands. And you hear to the delight of the Loyola student section. See that slide come quickly when Steer comes down the middle, gets reverses over to Kelly. Inside it goes, shot! Oh, what a save there by Wine as he goes low. Excellent execution all the way around, offense to defense.
Wine is having one heck of a game. I mean, that was a great shot, and he made even a better save.
That drives coaches crazy. The second unforced error there on the clear after a great defensive stand by the Loyola defense. Maker down the alley. Boy, a little sloppy here. Sloppy here in the third quarter.
That's the second time that pass has not been completed.
That's a tough pass. When a coach like it's under pressure and it's within close quarters. As you see Kelly getting his money's worth. Oh, and we have another turnover here.
There's Bryce Llewellyn, number 8. Dropped a pass, a clearing pass a second ago, and then threw that one high to his teammate. He's a little gassed.
You know, that's interesting because we're just getting started here in the third quarter. I would expect something like this maybe midway through the fourth, but both teams just came out of their locker rooms at halftime, and yet it's been sloppy here.
Little things make a big difference. Being able to clear the ball, handle some passes, could be the difference between a win and a loss today.
Yeah, that it can. And with the second line coming in now for Calvert Hall. And this is Oliver Francis, who I believe did not play in the first half, but he is in now. As he throws it to Houston. Houston, big left-handed mid. He sweeps to his left, but nice defense there by the Dons.
Dons have a long stick on Houston. He is a heck of a player. Big, strong athlete, likes his left hand.
Francis comes down the right-hand side. He tries to...
It's a good play by the short stick defensive midi over there for Loyola. I can't see the number. 14, what a nice play, beating them to the end line.
And Coach Zimmer.
Matthews, oh no, I apologize. 14 is...
Brady Murn, I believe that is.
Is it 14? I made it, because Bennett Cook wears 14, so...
It's actually number 10, I think it was.
Great play by him. Winning that end line.
And it's those small plays, Coach Zimmer, you just said, and that's one of those small plays that may not seem like a big deal in the third quarter, but that could add up to just what you need to win this.
Yeah, I think you have to take it one play at a time. It doesn't matter what point in the game it is, just to play one play at a time, add them up at the end.
Mikey Boyle has it for the Dons as we are tied now at 4. Evan Bear trying to get free. He can't, but he's able to pick up and maintain his own possessions. It gets reversed to the weak side to Kearing. Kearing sweeps now to the right. And this is Boyle.
Real good defense now by Calvert Hall. Really, really good individual and team.
Oh, Lally, I thought he was not able to use that pick. There was no need for a switch, but he goes high to high, and now Loyola is back on top 5-4.
I don't think there's any question that Sun has affected Nevin on those last 2 shots. That guy's running sideways. He's not going down the field, which usually gives you a better angle. He's just going sideline to sideline, and that shot came from the same place the first goal in this half was scored by Loyola. The sun is a factor.
Not enough pressure there by the short stick D-Midi coach.
Yep, not enough pressure. But again, I agree with Coach Shriver. If you look at the shadows, it's a perfect line. And Loyola's taking advantage of it.
Taking advantage of it while the getting is good. And they have negated a 2-goal deficit to now lead by 1.
Real quickly, this year, Loyola played Boys Latin in a game at Loyola. In the third quarter, Loyola's goalie was facing the Sun. Boys Latin scored 6 goals. In the fourth quarter, the Boys Latin goalie was looking in the Sun. Loyola scored 7.
And ball knocked to the turf. And there is Birch once again doing the little things and the dirty work that are all so important in both on-ball play as well as the clearing game.
Nice job that time by Colin Clevenger. Again, a senior short stick. Just is available for that outlet pass. Retain possession.
Has an advantage here, guys, in the substitution game. Mosier, oh boy, they had something going there. They were a sloppy play, unable to convert to Luca Ball.
Well, Luca Ball there, that time, it's like being the point man on the fast break. On that pass, you have to go to the pass. He was going towards the goal, and it really made it a much tougher play to connect to. Meet the ball. Don't go to the goal without the ball. It's going to shorten the slide of the defenseman.
Down to 5 minutes here in the third period. Somewhat of a low-scoring affair. I thought we might see a lot more offense with both of, or a lot more scoring both these offenses. Are you surprised in that?
Well, not because the ball's being turned over. Missed passes, ball goes out of bounds, trying to clear. All right, they gotta keep pressure. They got to keep possession of that ball and stay fundamentally sound.
Yeah, Loyola doing a little 2-man game with Carrying and Ball, but Calvert maintaining their balance is able to negate that. And Loyola set for another possession here as Aiden Kane over to Klein. Klein lets one go. Errant shot there, but as we've seen so many times today, backed up nicely by Loyola.
Here's the 2-man game trying to get the pick. And the switch. There's that over the top again.
Boy, Carring has had a difficult time with that today. That's his second or third turnovers trying to go over the top. It's so important, Coach Zim. Like, when there's a pick.
Good hit.
As the ball's knocked to the turf. Let's see. Calvert Hall is really going to have to get moving here. And they're able to do so. I was getting ready to say, it's one thing to set the pick, but the offensive player has to do a really good job of setting the defense up, and you don't see that a lot in today's game.
No, you really don't. I know the pick is fashionable, but you got to work on the execution of the pick. The man with the ball and the man setting the pick have to work together and try to make a successful pick. So you just can't go through the motions. You got to work on it, and you got to understand that you got to come in at the right angle, and you got to use your pick man to help free up.
Wine is making some big-time stops so far for Loyola as he thwarts another one. Snellbaker went low and offside. As Calvert Hall is operating right in front of that student section, and they're doing their best to make it difficult. Francis back into the game for the Cardinals. Sullivan has it. He's being pushed away, and there's one of those passes again. Second time and maybe the third possession is that short pass, Coach. Tough to handle.
Well,
and it leads to another turnover.
They're not on the same page, so a man's dodging, and there's a rule on offense, never cut towards a man who's dodging. So he's trying to dodge, and his teammate is now coming and bringing his man towards the dodger as well, and they just get too tied up.
Yeah, great transition defense there by the Dons. I thought Calvert Hall might have a break, but you had said it a little while ago, the ball's been on the ground quite a bit here.
Well, the sloppiness in the clearing game has been pretty evident so far in this half.
And we're not talking about 10-man rides now. We're just talking about basic rides. But again, stick work, fundamentals.
Steer has it over to his running mate, and we're going to get a penalty now.
I'm not sure about that one. He knocked the pick guy down, but I don't think he forcibly did. He just kind of ran into him. We'll see the replay. Referee's right there.
And Calvert Hall has a free one here as Williams lets one go. Couldn't get a lot on that one. Easy save there by Wine, but an important man-up opportunity for Calvert Hall as they trail by 1 with 2:10 left to go here in the third quarter. So, Coach, is that him not trying to get out of the way?
No, that I don't agree with that call at all. I mean, he just pushed him a little bit. There's going to be contact with picks. Now, if you run a guy over, then there's an opportunity to throw a flag. But on that was kind of a soft play.
Well, soft play either way.
Well,
Calvert Hall now has a man up.
Coach Zim and I were in agreement on that one. So far, the game's been very clean. Very clean. What's this, the second extra man we've seen today?
Yeah, I think this is only the second extra man that we've seen. Ball is up top with Kelly. And it's Houston with possession now as you have him on that, loaded up on that left-hand side, ready to let one go.
Calvert Hall's got 2 men inside. Could present problems for Loyola.
And a quick release there by Williams. And old school is still new school as the bounce shot goes offside high and converts.
Well, look, Juan got a piece of that, but it just trickled into the goal, I believe. Watch, see if he didn't get a piece of this. Nope, he did not. What a beautiful, nice bounce shot. Williams, look at him, looking at the Loyola fans, the Loyola student body giving him a little bit of, you know what, I just scored a goal.
If you're on the fence about calling a lawyer, I would honestly tell you to call Rice Law. The consultation is free and easy. They genuinely care about what you're going through, and most importantly, they know what they're doing.
Best advice, call Rice.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? Nice flash! The scavenger hunt starts now! The call was coming from inside the Tacoma!
Right now, buy a Tacoma with 2.99% APR financing, or get special APR financing on a Tundra, plus $1,000 finance cash from Toyota.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, welcome back to live action here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, and we have what we expected. Maybe not as high of scoring, but a game that it's tied as we're getting later and later into this contest as we look at some fans here at the Loyola section. And both of you were commenting about that last call, thinking that maybe that one could have been let go.
Well, I think that, if a defenseman turns his head, sees the man setting the pick, and, runs him over, now that's a foul. But that time, he looked, he saw him, he gave him a little shove. But, just don't agree with. But, look, like everybody else, officials aren't perfect, players aren't perfect, coaches aren't perfect.
Right? How about Loyola came back with Connor Mills facing off that time, just a sophomore. That's his first one today, and he got it clean.
Yeah, he beat Conville for that. Conville, the freshman, being called into action here in the semifinal game, is now down to 120. A shot to this easy save there by Nevin, and they're going to have a break. He didn't like it, though. He made the smart decision and pulled it back out. And this is probably going to be an easy clear, which it is for the Cardinals. So back and forth we go. Calvert Hall scores the last one on a man-up conversion by Williams. And now they have possession here as we're under 1 minute here in the third quarter.
Coming back with the first midfield, Williams, Steer, and Schoonmaker.
So kind of two players with similar style and one player that's a little bit different on that first line, Coach, and Schoonmaker. Steer now pulls it back out as he gets things started. He has a short stick on him. It's 12 on 12. Steer throws it coming around the cage. Back up top it goes to Kelly. Kelly gets his hands free. Shot, and he misses the cage wide. Great offense there, but shot just a little bit off target. Williams maintains possession as Calvert Hall opts to put a long pole. As Loyola opts to put a long pole on him.
Well, Williams has scored 2 goals today, so they're paying attention to him.
Steer now gets into the teeth of defense. This is dangerous. Oh, easy save there by Wine as he does a hard step to his right. Beautiful form there on that save. Is down to 2 seconds. And that's the way this one is going to end, as neither team can get possession. A little bit sloppy, but entertaining third quarter, fellas.
One thing I can't understand, when the clock's running down, why not put a couple players in front of the goal and try to screen that outside shot?
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. Either way, please come back to us as we are tied heading into the fourth quarter.
Summer's here. You can celebrate anything, like buying your first car. Yes. Cute. Finishing a big project. Or even your dog's birthday.
He's eating the cup. Is that okay? It's his daily fiber.
Right now, buy a sporty new Camry with 2.99% APR financing, or get special APR financing on a Corolla gas or hybrid model, available with all-wheel drive.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Advanced Radiology, trusted by more doctors, preferred by more patients. Archbishop Spalding High School, one in Christ. The Cathedral School, discover Cathedral. Today we learn, tomorrow we lead. CFG Bank, revolutionizing the banking experience. Clippers Lacrosse, don't give up the ship. The Elite Six Challenge, dynamic, fast-paced, high-rep sixes lacrosse. And 5-star, book trusted creators. Get social-ready, brand-building content.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats. Thanks. Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Buy a spacious Grand Highlander with special 4.99% APR financing, or get special low APR financing on an all-new 2026 RAV4.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, welcome back, everybody, and here we go as we head into this fourth quarter with the score tied at 5 as we get ready for this final first face-off brought to us by the town of Ocean City. And, Coach, you pointed out it's Jackson for Calvert Hall, but Loyola has gone back to Moles, who really just started taking face-offs at really mid to late third quarter.
Well, gives Heil a little bit of a break. Maybe he can sit and watch and see if he can pick anything up from the sideline, give him a rest. But I agree. I think Moles has really come in and stepped up and done a nice job for the Dons.
Yeah, that he has. He's certainly been ready for the moment, and he has taken advantage of it, not only helping win draws, but then executing well during the clear. As I said, here we go. Final quarter for these two rivals who are certainly very accustomed to one another there as Aiden Kane lets one go. He is not accurate, but they do maintain possession.
Still 48 seconds on the shot clock. Kane's just a big guy. You know, he makes a step. You know, he's usually got a half a step on his the guy that's covering him just because of his size. He got his hands free that time, missed the cage.
And we're going to see him take advantage of his size right now as he inverts from behind. He gets top side, body down, goes inside.
Nice inside roll.
Great inside roll, but it looks like it was blocked before it got to Nevin. We're going to have a collision at midfield. Oh, that would do, but it wasn't as violent as I thought it might. Heavy trail checks there by Loyola. Gives them possession back once again, and here goes McCautry.
This is where the attack has to step up and help out.
Yeah, we have a player down right in front of the box. I cannot see the number, but it is right in front of, at midfield line, right in front. And we're going to take a timeout here as we tend to this injury. Come back to us. We're in the home stretch, 5-5.
In Ocean City, Maryland, having fun is kind of our thing. I mean, look at these two. They're all about having fun. That's fun. This is fun. Whoa. Too much fun? Nah, no such thing. Because here, even leg day is fun. So head to the coast and, well, just coast. Pump up the volume, or just pump up the pool floaty. From the boardwalk to the bay, come discover somewhere to smile about.
Forget the banks. You got to keep all your money in the swamp. No one finds anything in the swamp.
That's horrible advice and a bit creepy. No offense.
None taken.
I'm attorney Randolph Rice. Don't take bad advice. Best advice? Call Rice.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as we're going to take a look at the O2 Sports Insurance defensive play of the game. Coach Zim, who do we have?
We have number 32 in the goal, Peyton Wine. He has just been outstanding, especially on this one-on-one. Right, held his position. Shot was a good shot, offside. Got down, made the save. Quick hands. Playing exceptional goalkeeping today. Both goalkeepers are doing a nice job.
Now, I have no dog in this fight, but I will say I think the student section from Loyola has won the head-to-head against who has been more vocal. Just one person's opinion.
Well, more vocal and way, way better organized than the Calvert Hall student body.
Yeah, Loyola has brought the gong, and it looks like Calvert Hall has a drum. I just haven't heard it that much, but Loyola is trying to will their team here to victory, as it has been a while since they have won the title in the MIAA A division, as Calvert Hall is applying a lot of pressure here up top. When the pressure pays off, as we have another yet unforced error coming out of a timeout. Coach Shrives, you're shaking your head. That's tough coming out of a timeout to a coach, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they had an effective clear and just made a bad pass. They did a nice job and then threw the ball away.
Well, you all have made this point many times today when we're now coming down the home stretch here late in the, not late, but just getting started here in the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to execution at this point. You know, who can maintain their poise and do what's required to win this game. As Steer runs to his right to Schoonmaker trying to get to that inside, but he cannot.
Good individual defense there.
Sullivan, back check there by McCautry.
That's going to be a change of possession. Quick whistle.
And here goes
Loyola may have something coming back.
Yeah,
they decide to push it.
Werner, another long pole, goes with him. McCautry, you could tell, Coach Zim, he wanted to do something dynamic, but calmer heads prevailed. That was the right decision.
Yeah, right decision. And again, it's about decision-making and execution.
You got a glimpse there of his defensive ability with that back check. Lodge the ball out, stick to the turf, and then he clears it on his own.
That could have been a moving pick. He extended himself a little bit there. Here's
boy, here we go. As you got Mosier doing his best to try to get back in the hole. He's not going to be able to do it. Kelly has it. Face dodge. In. Shot. What a save by Wine.
Great face dodge, better save.
Beautiful play by
Boy,
Kelly.
that could have been the defensive play of the game.
He set that up so nicely. Just maybe if he had inched back up the field just a little bit and improved his angle, he'd have probably buried that one.
Boy, that was good on good there. Great clear. It looks like we're going to have a... Are we having a timeout here, fellas?
Yeah, it's an injury timeout. It looks like a cramp. And that's what the officials will do. If a player goes down and he's behind the play, as long as they feel it's not urgent, they let play go.
Love the sportsmanship there by junior captain from Calvert Hall, helping that kid from Loyola with his cramp.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
that's
it is
really that's great. Yeah, great stuff by Captain Bharat Lahadi, the junior, headed to the Naval Academy.
I want to remind everyone that this is just the first of 2 games. Our next broadcast immediately after this, brought to us by the O2 Sports Insurance Group, features Archbishop Spalding versus McDonough. That should be another great one. Please stay tuned for that one if you can't make it out here live to the stadium. It does look like it is a cramp, but that is a great point. A big moment, 2 rivals playing one another, 2 players from Calvert Hall. Staying by that player from Loyola just to make sure till he was okay till help could arrive.
In talking with both coaches, big rivals, but so much respect. And the coaches preach the same thing. They preach, lacrosse is a way to go out, have fun, learn life lessons that you'll take with you for the rest of your life, but also, how to be a good winner, how to be a good sport. And as much as these kids compete and are rivals, at the end of the day, what you just saw, what Coach Shriver just pointed out, that's what it's all about. And that's the big picture. And both of these coaches preach the big picture to their teams.
That's J.K. Klein for Loyola. He has 1 goal today. He is limping off, but on his own ability, I would expect that he's going to be back in for a game of this magnitude. Williams, coming off that pick, looks to transition it behind, but he's not able to do so. And here we go far side. That is Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker shoots with his right hand, misses the cage. Calvert Hall with possession.
Loyola's defense is going to give that shot up. They don't want to give him the middle of the field. They want to force him down the side. Their goalkeeper's playing well. Give him a chance to make the save.
One thing, I don't know whether Calvert Hall is aware of shooting from right around here is very beneficial because of the sun.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Coach. As it goes up top to Sullivan. Sullivan now to Kelly. This ball is moving counterclockwise. Schoonmaker down that. Now he does get his hands free, and he ultimately does score with penalty. Calvert Hall 6-5.
Well, there's Schoonmaker. He's a natural lefty. He drives hard to his right hand, but he gets back to his strength, and in about 4 or 5 yards, he takes a late hit, it looks like. Let's see what the referees are going to call here.
Here we have the replay,
Watch
Coach.
this. Starts down right, gets to his right hand. The slide's a teeny bit late getting there, but just a really nice play by Schoonmaker. He has had a wonderful season.
That's going to be called a slash, so it's not a dead ball foul, but it will be a man-up face-off for Calvert Hall, a slash after the goal.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Coach. As you can see now, Calvert Hall is going to face up, man up, as Schoonmaker has his 2nd goal today. I think, to me, that goes into the bucket of not successful. Try again until you are. And he finally broke free and gave Calvert Hall that goal to push them ahead now. Calvert Hall is going to win this face-off and be a man up.
Well, Calvert Hall better get another man on the field. Here he comes. It's a little late.
And Coach Zim, you said this is going to be a 1-minute penalty?
1 minute for slash. Yep, got him right on the head.
All right, important defensive stand for the Dons as they now trail by 1. Oh, boy, nice job there by McCautry, who's making a series of defensive plays. As the ball hits the turf, McCautry's looking for it up top.
What a nice play by Llewellyn there. Not only did he pick that ball up in heavy traffic, but he got away from pressure. And here's McCautry. Loyola has a chance to eat this the rest of this penalty up.
McCautry doing his part defensively by causing 2 turnovers in the last couple of possessions and then clearing it on his own. And Coach, you said they are going to be able to negate this penalty as Loyola goes back to their first line. Let's see if J.K. Klein comes out with them, and it does not look like he is going to. And coming, Loyola comes with it out of the box over to Bear. Bear has the long stick on him. He sweeps to his left, reverses it to the weak side. Kieran gets some help. No switch necessary. Patience now by this Don offense as Kane uses his body.
Good solid D by Calvert Hall.
Under 6 seconds, 5-4. Need a shot.
Boy,
throw that ball in the corner.
Oh, wow. This is a tremendous defensive stand by the Cardinals as Loyola, not when they needed it, not able to get their hands free. Still plenty of time, only trailing by 1, but an opportunity missed there.
That defensive stance by Calvert Hall showed their athleticism. Nothing fancy. They stayed low. They used their feet to play defense. They communicated, got through picks, timely checks. Good job.
Yeah, a lot of times, Coach, they'll say, like when you see a stand like that, the defense is playing connected.
Connected. Well, they were certainly connected there.
Now we have kind of a mismatch line here as it looks like Hanover's out here with Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker on that first line, Hanover on that second line. Hanover with possession. Schoonmaker scored the last goal for the Calvert Hall.
Another one.
And he is going to do this by himself as he has his 3rd goal of the day. Calvert Hall now up 7-5.
You know, it's you got a hot guy. You just got your goal. Get him the ball again and keep it rolling. And this is a good example. Schoonmaker likes his left hand, just gets his shoulder and drives. And a shot well placed inside pipe, overhand. Big goal for Calvert Hall.
He threaded the needle on that shot. One thing about Schoonmaker, he does not mind contact, and he didn't mind it there. He didn't mind it on the goal that he just scored previous to that. He's a strong kid, and those of you that play sports, lifting weights never hurt anybody.
Good advice there, Coach Schreiber. Now, did either one of you think that the short stick teammates for Loyola are looking fatigued? It feels like Calvert Hall has been attacking them consistently and now with some success.
Well, I think Calvert Hall plays just a few more kids than Loyola, and you wonder if Loyola is not getting, as you rightly referred, maybe a little tired.
Yep, depth, we said it earlier, depth goes a long way in these lacrosse games. There's a lot of running, and I agree. I think the short sticks have been challenged all day. I think they've done a good job, but here late in the 4th quarter, they may be a little gassed.
Yeah, interesting now that Hanover's back out again, and I'm assuming the Cardinals here are going to be pretty diligent and patient on offense. Steer has it up top. Oh, inside they go. Shot there, missed by Hanover. Oh, I thought that was a done deal.
Boy, he had a nice shot at it. Ben Hanover, senior, he's going to Hofstra. He's a good player. Found the seam and was open, just didn't connect it.
Beautiful feed by Steer. He had that lovely feed in the first half to Caleb Kelly, who was standing in the same spot.
Yeah, Hanover starts with it behind the cage. Slide comes early from McCautry. He runs away from pressure. Kelly pulls it back out.
He likes the matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. He had a notion of letting it go, but now he's going to invert as he tries to get to the inside. Ooh, he tries to squeak one in. He does not. No penalty as McCautry lays a heavy hit. Up top it goes to Birch. He can't convert. Boy, that's a miscue that Loyola does not need, as they're going to be back on defense once again.
With 80 seconds on the shot clock. So now they've got a tough assignment. You know, they've got to play back-to-back defensive stances, and that's difficult.
Yeah, what is the strategy now? As you got Birch coming out front on Schoonmaker.
This is a matchup that are 2 very, very big guys.
Yeah, Kelly, as he likes to do, pops out from the crease. He can't connect, but it just feels to me, guys, it feels to me that Calvert Hall is starting to get whatever they want offensively, which is different from the first 3 quarters. Sullivan now starts with it. He gets jumped quickly, but not a problem, as they do not need to do anything quickly at the moment, as they hold a 2-goal lead here as we're getting close to that 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
You know, if I'm Calvert Hall, I know we want to hold the ball, but I still attack. I try to wear my opponent down as much as I can.
Looks like Calvert Hall was in a 1-4-1 there as they try to hit Kelly sweeping across the inside. And Loyola now with possession. Need to be careful here, and they need to operate quickly.
Well, Calvert Hall's in this soft 10-man ride. You refer to it as a 9.5 ride. Look at this. Loyola is guilty of just turning the ball over too many times this quarter, clearing the ball.
Oh, another turnover as it goes back to Hanover, and Hanover pulls it right back out. And if this score ends up like this and Calvert Hall comes out on top, boy, I think the Loyola coaching staff will look at this number of turnovers and realize they may have missed an opportunity as you see another loose ball there, but that's going to be an over and back, correct, Coach?
Yeah, just the, although no, I think Loyola had possession and then they reset it on that. So we'll see. The refs will figure it out. But, you know, again, it's the little things, and Loyola just hasn't been sharp this second half. And again, you have to give credit to Calvert Hall for their tenacious defense.
Yeah, remember, like Loyola had a lead right in here in the second half, but Calvert Hall, the champion, stayed calm, stayed true to themselves, and executed to the point where now they hold that 2-goal advantage.
I'm not sure why the refs blew the whistle. There didn't seem to be any clock issues or, you know, Loyola turned the ball over. Again, Calvert Hall picked it up, so I'm not sure what happened there.
And they're going to give it to the senior, Jack Williams, to start with it, as he is surrounded by a swarm of Dons. But the referee gives him some grace, and he's going to be able to navigate here relatively freely.
Now Calvert Hall takes the air out of the ball.
That's what you think, Coach?
Yep. But you want to get it behind the goal. So if you do turn it over, you know, it's 80-plus yards for the counterattack.
Yeah, so stating the obvious here, Loyola is going to have to thwart this offensive possession, score, most likely have to win that faceoff and score again. So uphill battle for the Dons, not impossible, but certainly a challenge.
Coach Kelly can always call a timeout if his man gets in trouble.
They're under 20.
Oh, boy, that was a risk there as Kelly now goes
in the crease.
Wow, that was interesting.
The Calvert Hall player might have been nudged a little bit, but his foot went into the crease.
And we're going to have a sense of urgency here by Loyola on the restart. To the middle of the field it goes as we're now under 1:30.
I think Loyola should get this into the box and call a timeout.
Now let's see if it's like that's what they are going to
gonna
do. And once a coach, always a coach, as you were on the money there, as Loyola does just that as they call a timeout.
Well, they're under 2 minutes, minute 20 seconds left. They need to save every second that they possibly can. So that's just Coach Hall's taking advantage of that opportunity.
Get them all on the same page, draw up a play that you think might get you a goal. And also on the defensive huddle, you got to get ready for the ball coming back the other way, pull your goalie, and double team the ball. So there's a lot going on right now for both teams.
It feels like Loyola has seen success primarily when inverting from behind. Would you take a similar approach now coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, what's worked for you, and I agree, you know, getting the ball behind the goal, set an effective pick, and you know, just try to free one of your top players up for a shot with his strength. You got 23, watch for 23, he's been effective today. They may try to get him the ball off the ball, maybe set a pick for him, he's a good cutter. You know, also, they have to be ready for if Calvert Hall throws a zone, which I don't think they will do.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, you know, a lot of times what teams will do here is they'll come out in the zone and try to confuse the offense, but we haven't seen that a lot from Calvert Hall.
And there's also a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They played great defense all day. Why take that away?
Yeah, I think you're right. Calvert Hall does come out, and a man-to-man flip goes behind to Kearing.
There's 23 inside.
Yep, they're trying to find Lewis. They find him on the inside. He is unable to convert. I think he hit the post.
Nice play coming out of that timeout. There's a penalty, flag down.
So
shoot the ball
right,
now.
Coach? You want to get rid of it right now, right?
Yes.
Right.
Do not.
Right.
No, do
Take a
not
shot.
dally.
And to that point, Bear lets it go. A couple critical seconds, though, off the clock, as Loyola now is going to be man up here as we're under a minute.
Was that an interference call, I think, against Calvert Hall? Somebody must have run over a pick.
Well, this is
unsportsmanlike conduct, full time served.
Wow.
Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. So if you're Loyola, though, Coach, well, now we're going to have a timeout. I was just getting ready to say, if you're Loyola, you want to score quickly, though, right? But you're a man up, right? So it's tricky. You want to run your offense, but you're a man up. You got to score.
You want to run a 30-second play, a quick hitter, to see if you can get one, and now face off. Full serve, so you'll have a man-up face-off. You don't want to take a lot of time, but you got to get a goal.
So to your point, Coach, it's not as easy as one might think, right? Getting a quick hitter is easier said than done, right?
Well, hopefully, and I'm sure Coach Halls and his staff have a 30-second man-up play that they feel is their best play to use in this situation, and run that, get everybody on the same page, and again, try to get the goal. But if you don't have it, you still work. It's all about the next goal. You can't worry about getting 2 goals. Let's get the next one. If it takes 15 seconds, great. If it takes 45 seconds, good. All right, and then you line up and you go for the face-off and the tying goal after that.
I'm not sure who called that timeout. I'm suspecting it was Calvert Hall, but I do not know. If Loyola calls that timeout, Coach Hawes has to set up something that they can score and then tell him what he wants to accomplish in the next face-off. Okay, so Coach Hawes had to go over 2 big scenarios there. Calvert Hall still has 2 timeouts in their pocket, so Coach Kelly has the opportunity to use one if he feels the need.
This is a quick hitter play. This is
on that previous possession, they found Lewis on the inside, but he was unable to convert. Coach Zibb's point, it's a quick hitter. Lewis has his hands free. Oh, he had the look, and they had a screen in front, but he wasn't able to convert.
Just didn't put that shot on goal, Lewis didn't. He's a lefty. They set him up nicely.
Now up top it is to Mosier. Blatchley with
got to step in and attack.
With valuable time coming off the clock here. Valuable time. Goes back up top to Mosier. Mosier shot, score! Mosier joins the party as he draws Loyola now down to 1.
Nice play. That's as good as Loyola has looked, moving the ball around basically almost this whole game. That was really quality stuff. They got a couple really good shots. They only ate up 25 seconds on the clock. Beautiful bounce shot right up into the corner by Mosier.
He's a good player. He's a good outside shooter. He's good inside. He's going to be playing football at F&M. I hope he decides to play lacrosse.
I'm sure Todd Cavallero, the F&M, who you coached, if I'm not mistaken, Coach Zimmerman.
Yep.
I think he'll try to convince him to come out and play some lacrosse.
And here we go, fellas. You have Heil now against Jackson. Loyola has gone back to Heil. Who is going to win this may determine who wins the game. McCautry has it. McCautry comes down the middle of the field. McCautry decides he's going to let it go by himself. And a save there by Nevin. Oh,
Nevin with a big save.
Boy, and it looks like that's the way this one is going to end. And guys, McCautry, do you like that shot, or would you have given it to your shooters?
It was a good shot.
And
I can't take anything away from that.
This one is going to end as the ball goes into the air, and the players rally around Nevin as he comes up with the save of his life to send Calvert Hall to the championship game on Friday.
Listen, when these poles are coming down the field and they get their stick up high and he shoots that ball hard low, you got to give Nevin incredible large amount of credit. We did the Calvert Hall Boys Latin game a couple weeks ago, and a Boys Latin defender had a very similar shot that Nevin stopped at a crucial time in the game. Those poles, man, they get the ball back here. This ball's going at a very, very, very considerable clip. And it was a nice shot. He bounced the ball. Nevin was up to the task.
Nevin, outstanding.
I agree. It was a great shot, but just a great save by Nevin when they needed it most. Just some great, and that's what it takes in games like this, guys. Total team effort, but also it's those small individual plays that make a big difference. As you see here, as we're getting ready to announce our Sheehy Lexus player of the game, and that's Matthew Schoonmaker.
And I believe this next goal that he's about to score turns out to be the game winner. Watch where this shot goes. Oh, my Lord, right over his right shoulder. You want to talk about threading the needle. Schoonmaker, he's something. I mentioned earlier, the kid's gotten into the weight room. He's strong as an ox. He overpowers guys.
And there he is, as you see there on camera. Well, Calvert Hall has done something very difficult. It is not easy beating the same team twice, particularly when it's your rival in the span of 2 weeks. But they did it, and they're advanced to the final.
Hey, let's not forget, both those games were one-goal games. The competition was that close. Schoonmaker, he's just a junior, as is one of his running mates, Steer. Those two guys are going to be a problem for whoever's playing them in the championship game, and then obviously next year. Schoonmaker's headed to the University of Richmond.
And as we take a look at that Loyola student section, as they did their best to will their team to victory, it was not to happen today. As you see, a series of goals and great saves here by both teams, as Calvert Hall has advanced to the final here on Friday. Please stay tuned for the nightcap as Archbishop Spalding takes on McDonough.
Is Calvert Hall midfielder number 14, Matthew